Michael, I know you want to hasten the transformation to renewables. Would you at least concede that we didn't have the necessary replacement ready to get to the point where we are already? I mean, Jen Psaki, they asked her whether we should start drilling more, and she said, no, we need to refocus on renewables to put, to patch up the holes in supply that we have. And you take every renewable in the world, and it could not power our power grid here, no matter what, at this point.
Yeah, I'm not going to dispute that at all. But first of all, I do want to say I'm in gold and blue in salute to the extraordinary Ukrainian people.
Agreed.
But I want to note that I personally don't think that the Biden administration or ESG policies has very much to do with the lack of investment in expanded capacity right now from U.S. oil producers. First of all, let's recognize we're at 12 million barrels a day. That makes the U.S. the #1 oil producer in the world by a mile, 26% more than the Saudis. Since the crash in E&P expenditures because of the COVID recession, we have 300% increase in rig counts. So we're expanding capacity fairly rapidly. And at the current rate of growth, we're going to be back to 13 million barrels a day, which is our all-time high by the end of the year. Now, you could ask, why aren't we getting there faster? Why isn't more cash flow being devoted to expanding capacity? I don't think it has to do with anything with ESG or the Biden administration. It's the history of losses that fracking investors have endured on their investments. Remember in
Michael,
2020...
I'm going to get back to Thomas and say, can I just show you something? No, I didn't include all the countries, but this is retail electricity prices and I've got Europe to show you, and I picked 6 countries and then the U.S. We're still way down at $15 per kilowatt hour, as you can see. Now, you don't think that policies and tax policy and environmental energy policy plays a role in that? I mean, how can you dispute that's all things that just happen? Do we want to head down that road?
Let's separate out what's happening in Germany and what's happening in the U.S. As you noted, we're paying less than a third of what Germany is per kilowatt hour.
France,
now, Germany
Spain,
went down
UK,
a path.
All of them.
Yeah. They went down a path of denuclearization. You've had Great Britain ban fracking, even though they've got massive natural gas reserves. That's not the case in the U.S. Whether it's the Democrats under Obama and Biden, they have embraced fracking. They are actually governing to the right of the so-called conservative parties in Germany, Spain, and Great Britain. So
Thomas,
do I think that it's an issue in Europe? Yes. It's just not an issue in the United States.
Have you seen a shift in energy policy, Thomas, in the last couple of years? Last year, I should say.
Listen, energy policy continues to shift, and it's continuing to be more punitive. And of course, the idea is it's not an unintended consequence. It is what the intention is.
Right.
Is to
I
raise
thought they want to leave it in the ground.
Well, no, listen, they want higher prices. If you are thinking about climate and you're trying to accelerate the energy transition, you want higher prices for fossil fuels because you accelerate the rate of adoption for the electrification aspect. The issue is a couple points. One is ESG is certainly playing the most critical role in slowing the pace of drilling in the United States. Yes, it's a matter of reducing the losses, but that is corporate governance. That is holding management teams accountable.
That's capitalism.
It is capitalism. But again, it's the enforcement of ESG. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but we're not talking about what's best for shareholders. We're talking about what's in the best interest of the United States. And you take a look at where prices are for the United States compared to the world. When Biden says, listen, guys, I need you guys to get out there and drill, you shouldn't be talking to the Exxons. You should be talking to the shareholders, because it's the shareholders that need the people to say, listen, it's okay to sacrifice returns and just grow production. That's not okay. That's how it's been in the past. They've outspent cash flow, and that's not where we are in this world today.